buddy. Oh, you were outside and your ears are all cold, aren't they? Oh, it's okay. I'll warm you up. I'd give you some coffee to warm you up, but that would not be good for you. It would make you poop your pants, and as we know, you don't wear any, so yeah. Alright, we good? Your ears all warmed up now? Alrighty. Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Annabeth and I am coming at you today with a new knitting update. So today is Tuesday, December 19th as I'm recording this. I got quite a few packages in the mail yesterday, so I'm excited to show you what I got. I also finished an object yesterday and started a new whip. So a lot happened yesterday, so I figured, okay, I have another day off today. Might as well record a little knitting update. Yeah, my finished object is actually already dry and off the blocking board, so I'm super excited to show it to you guys. Since I do have a lot of acquisitions, I think I am going to move that to the end, do my little knitting update order switch up that I sometimes do. So we're going to go finished objects first, then whips, then acquisitions, and then maybe some potential knitting plans as well. So yeah, that's what I got for you today. Feel free to settle in, maybe grab some coffee or tea. I have some coffee for myself, and yeah, maybe settle in with your knitting or your pets or whatever. Let's get into it. Alright, so first up, let's talk finished objects. The finished object I'm wearing, I know I've talked about a lot before. This is my Best Vest by James N. Watts, knit in Hestia on Cloud Base from Pasley Knits. I just love Cloud Base. I've talked about it a lot. But just a reminder, it is a bulky weight base, but because it's light and it's kind of like a blown bulky, I guess, you get yardage comparable to like a DK or a worsted weight for 100 grams of this skein. So it's a really great, of this yarn. So it's a really great option if you want to go like a fluffy bulky, but don't want to only have like 100 yards per 100 skein, 100 grams skein. Also, Cloud Base is insanely warm. Like, I've used this as a layering piece over, like, some long sleeve t-shirts and stuff, but honestly, I'm so comfortable just wearing it by itself as, like, a little, I don't know, it's not a t-shirt, it's a vest, but it is currently 29 degrees outside today. Don't know what the feels like is. The feels like is cold, but I'm comfortable just walking around the house in just the Best Vest, and I think the Cloud Base is a lot of the reason that I'm so comfortable, just because it's like, I don't know, it's airy, so it holds warmth, and I'm getting off track again. Cloud Base is amazing. You should totally check it out with Pasley Knits, next collection, whenever and whatever that is. Anyway, actual finished objects that I've finished since my last knitting update. Number one, I don't have with me anymore. Number one finished object was my knitted rats. I'll probably put some photos and or videos here to show you what they ended up looking like. But I finished all 20 knitted rats. I put cute little ribbon bows on them and boxed them all up and took them to work, and my coworkers were so sweet. They loved how cute they were. They kept calling them mice, and at that point I was like, yeah, sure, they're mice. I'm not gonna keep telling you that the pattern I used was called rats. Like, it's fine. They were super excited. They thought they were super cute, and when I go into work tomorrow, I'll see how many people have claimed a new little tiny friend. So yeah, finished object number one was my rats, and I'll be honest, I miss them a little bit, but that's okay, because I'm probably not going to make another one for a while. I was getting a little burnt out on rats towards the end. I think one of my favorite things though, when all 20 of them were done, if I held them up by their tails, it kind of reminded me of like those bundles of chili peppers you might see in like, I don't even know where you would see those. You wouldn't even see them in like grocery stores. I feel like you see them in a very specific like restaurant or like as decor for like a taco truck or something. But it reminded me of like those bundles of chili peppers. At first I said a bunch of bananas, but they weren't big enough to be bananas, so. Anyway, rats are finished and they are out of the house. If nobody claims their rat, if none of my coworkers claim their rat, I'll just bring them home and Raticus will have some adopted siblings. Oh well. So yeah, that was main finished object number 1. Main finished object number 2, I finished yesterday, as I mentioned, and it's already dry and off the blocking boards. Da 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 da! This is my Laulu shawl by Sari Nordlund. I knit this up in yarn that was gifted to me from my cousin and cousin-in-law, Josh and Amy. And if you watched my Solve a Yarn Mystery video, that's where I did some research on the yarn, figured out that it was probably a 100% alpaca or an alpaca blend, because it is from Woods Edge Farm in New Jersey. And then I also like weighed it and did the wraps per inch to figure out that it varied between kind of like a DK and a sport weight. So yeah, and then I talked about how I was going to use it in a Laulu shawl, and here's that Laulu shawl. So I love it a lot. I've worn it a couple of times just around the house, trying to figure out how I like to wear it right now. So I'll show you my favorite way. My favorite way is triangle in the back, and then let me make sure I get this even. There we go. Triangle in the back, and then I've been like gathering these front pieces, and I take this shawl pin that I have. This was from the Twice Sheared Sheep Spring 2023 mystery box, and then I just, it's trying to escape. Just tuck it in there. It's enough fabric that I don't really need to punch it through the fabric, though I could. And yeah, it gives just kind of like a little, I don't know, kerchief look. Is that the right word? I don't know. I really like how this looks right now. Who knows? This might get some wear for Christmas, for the weather. If the weather stays similar to how it is right now. I don't even know how much snow we've gotten the past couple days. Quite a bit. So yeah, maybe I'll just keep this on for the rest of the video. I might do that. It'll cover up my necklace, but that's okay. So yeah, Laulu shawl. Also, if you watched my yarn mystery video, you might have seen my notes that I originally, when I was recording that video, thought that I would barely have enough yarn to make the Laulu shawl, or like I would have just enough. I actually definitely have enough to make at least 2, so there's a good chance I might make another one to gift to somebody, or I might do another Sari Nordlund pattern, either like for a scarf or a shawlette. I was looking at, is it the terpsichore shawl? Is that the right word? I was browsing her Ravelry page yesterday when I was trying to decide what to use with the rest of the yarn, because I have over half of it left still. So if you have any suggestions of similar patterns, or if you think I should just make another Laulu, let me know. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, this was exactly what I needed knit-wise after finishing all the rats. I needed something that would work up pretty quick, that I could wear pretty soon. Just as close to instant gratification as possible without just like making a hat or something. So this worked out really well. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say about it right now. I love the texture. There's a good chance I'll just make another one and maybe gift it to Amy. Amy, if you're watching this, forget you heard that. Yeah, I think I will keep this on for the rest of the video. I love how these two look together right now. So that is it for finished objects. So next up we will move into whips, and I do have a new one to show you. But first, coffee. Because it is indeed sweater weather. Alright, moving into whips. First up, you should already know what it is when I pull out this bag. It's my vanilla socks. I believe I have had more progress on the foot since I last showed them. Still on the first sock. Still the Because I Knew You sock set from the Little Foxes. Still just some heel flap vanilla socks. Will I finish this by the end of the year? We'll find out. I don't know. I have a feeling that with my other new whip and this, I might get the socks done by the end of the year because they're really good just for like, just, you know, sitting in front of the TV. I have decision fatigue from work or something. I can just crank out quite a few rows. So we'll see if these get done by the end of the year. I have no idea. Moving on. My next new whip I am very excited for multiple reasons. Number one being, it got me to swatch. If you've been following me for a while, you know I'm not anti-swatch. I just think they're not always necessary. Like I feel like if you start knitting on like regular stockinette top-down raglan or something, and you can measure your gauge after like a few inches, I think that's fine. If your row gauge is a little off, okay, you make some measurement adjustments. If your stitch gauge is a little off, okay, you might have a tighter or looser fitting garment. Like, if you do the math and it's like a change that you're fine with, great. If it's not a change that you're fine with, oh well, you knit like this much and you have to go back. I just don't think swatches are always necessary. That being said, I made a swatch for this whip. Why is it in an embroidery hoop? Great question. I was inspired by my friend Rachel at Knits. She shared this with the Knitstagram world, and it's kind of taken it by storm. So she got little 3-inch embroidery hoops from Amazon, which I also did. I got like a 12-pack for not a ton of money. And then was putting all of her knit swatches and then like cinching them up at the back to as like a fun little way to display them, and I really liked that. So this swatch, I blocked it and then took a hair dryer to it yesterday because I was impatient, so today I put it in its hoop. So I did swatch this whip because, as you might be able to tell, it is knit in half fisherman's rib, and that's not a stitch pattern that I have done before for an entire garment. So I wanted to make sure I understood how it worked, and in doing so I made a swatch and then I measured my gauge and I'm like, cool, close enough for gauge, and we moved on from there. So that being said, my next whip is my it's going to be the Oversized Seasons Cardigan by Ozetta. I have this much done so far. So I've done the initial 11 inches of the back collar and then picked up stitches along the end, and today I will be starting in on the yoke and raglan increases. So if you've knit an Ozetta pattern before, good for you. I haven't knit one of her cardigans before. I've only knit the Moonset tee. I made a purple one for my mom, and I have plans to make another Moonset tee for myself. This is my first cardigan though, and I know from watching some of my other friends like Rachel, who's at Rachel is Knitting, and Leslie, who's at Knit California, you knit like the button band at the same time as everything else, so that's cool because then you don't have to like go back and like do an applied button band or something like that. But at the same time, like, I have 3 sets of needles on this whip, and it's a little overwhelming right now. I think once I have a little bit more of the yoke and the raglan done, I think it'll be a little bit less overwhelming just because it'll be a little bit more stable just as a garment as more fabric appears through knitting. But yeah. Sorry, I'm all stuffy today. That's where I'm at on this. I have a cute little seal marker. I was using this for the right side when I was knitting the back collar, so I just decided to keep it on as my first progress keeper. I haven't worked on this much yet today, but I do plan to. And so this, like I said, is the Oversized Seasons cardigan by Ozetta, and I am knitting it in Noro Ito yarn. It is a worsted weight, but it does have a bit more of like a rustic spin to it, so it can waver anywhere between like a DK and like an Aran. We do have some bulkier moments as well in this yarn, but I just really love the here, let me spin this around. Spin me right round. Gosh. I just love all the colors that are in this yarn. This is colorway 6. It has a real name. I don't remember its real name right now. But I'm just excited to get to each of these colors and see how each color appears in the half fisherman's rib, because as I was working on my swatch, like, okay, this was like a 6x6 square. Oh, that fell. It's fine. This was a 6x6 square of just flat knitting, so like you see some of the colors that appeared, but that's not around like the entire shoulder length or something of a cardigan. So I'm just really excited to see how the different colors are gonna appear, especially with the raglan increases, and then like how it'll work once I split for sleeves, all of that good stuff. So yeah, this is, like I said, my first Ozetta cardigan. I was talking to my other friend Rachel from Anther Knits. Oh, that's right, Swatch Rachel. Almost Dr. Rachel. And she was saying, we were both pretty much at the consensus that Ozetta is like the queen of staple cardigans right now. And so she is working on, oh, she told me, the Miles Shacket. She's working on the Miles Shacket right now, and I started my Seasons cardigan, and we're just like doing a little knit along. It's not a knit along in any official capacity whatsoever, but it's fun. It's fun to knit similar things with friends, and I feel like that's the whole point of like Knitstagram and knitters on YouTube and all that fun stuff. So yeah, this is, let me pick it up again because it fell. This is the very start of my Seasons cardigan, and I'm super excited to see how it grows. So between the socks and the Seasons cardigan, those are my 2 whips that I have right now. So now we're going to get into probably the chunkiest part of this video and talk acquisitions. So let's get into that. Okay, there might be some crinkling of various packages. Sorry in advance. In order to keep these like organized on my desk until I have time to talk about it in a knitting update, I tend to keep them in their packages. So let's go with the first one I received. I'll do my best to not talk while there's crinkling so that like you don't lose anything. So this was acquisition number 1. This is Fixtures from the Cabin collection, which was a partnership with Cesium Yarn and Rachel from Rachel is Knitting. Fixtures is this really beautiful, cool toned dark brown, and I got 4 skeins of fixtures on the Merino DK, which is 100% superwash merino wool, 245 yards per 100 grams. And I am going to be making another ranunculus sweater with this yarn. I am so excited. I love the like semi-solidness of this color. And I love that it's a bit more of a neutral. I don't have a lot of neutrals in my stash at the moment. So or just like in my closet sweater wise. So this was something, you know how people always talk about, don't just knit for the sake of knitting, which I mean I do anyway, but you should also like maybe be a little bit more mindful and maybe take a look at your knitted wardrobe and see if there's any holes you could fill. So this is a hole I could fill. It's going to be a DK weight, kind of, it won't be super loose fitting, but it's also not going to be the warmest sweater, because if you've seen the ranunculus before, it has that bit of like lace work at the top. So I'm not expecting it to be the warmest sweater in the world, but it is going to be a really nice DK weight sweater. Like, I'm not expecting to be able to like just wear the sweater and then go on a walk in like 30 to 40 degree weather. Like, whatever. I'm getting off the point. This is going to be a ranunculus. I have made a ranunculus before. I've made a short sleeve one. This one I'm planning on making a long sleeve one at some point. Since I've made it before and I know how long the short sleeve one took me, I'll probably, which was not long, I'll probably save this for like how I saved the Laulu shawl, like for when I just need something I'm somewhat familiar with, I feel like I can do kind of quick, get a little bit of somewhat instant gratification from, and we'll go from there. So yeah, fixtures from Cesium Yarn, plan to be a long sleeve ranunculus, and I gotta show you the other thing. I sent the little card that says thank you Annabeth, and I got a fuchsia flower stitch marker. When I saw this in my package, I got so excited because I didn't remember ordering one. And it's just so beautiful. So I'm gonna put this somewhere. I might just pin it to one of these skeins of yarn, even though they're gonna go into my stash, because I'm definitely gonna want to use it as a progress keeper on my ranunculus. So we'll just pin it to one of these, and then whenever I'm ready to start this ranunculus, that progress keeper will be ready to go as well. So that was acquisition number 1 from Cesium Yarn. So then all the rest of these acquisitions are what came in the mail yesterday. I feel like our mail carrier was a little frustrated with me yesterday. So yeah, the rest of these came yesterday. Let me show you those. Here, let's start with this. This is the most easily accessible. Dun, da, da, da. This is the mini pom book from the Pom Pom publication collection. It's by Megan Fernandez and Lydia Gluck. And it's, happy knits for little kids. Like I'm sure a lot of us, I was very sad when Pom Pom made their announcement a while ago that they would be stopping their magazine publications. I had just started receiving Pom Pom as a Christmas gift last year from my mom. She bought me a year's subscription and then also like a year's worth of back issues as well. They must have been having they were probably having some sort of holiday gift special for that. So I've made quite a few of the patterns from some of the magazines, and I had been eyeing this book for a while, so of course when they made their announcement that they were going to stop publications and everything was 50% off, I'm like, well shoot, better get this book before I can't anymore. And because there are 2 little ones in my family. Both of my older cousins have kids now. So this would be perfect. And then just, you know, little something for my back pocket for maybe future little ones. We'll see. But I was flipping through this yesterday. I really love the, let's see, where is it? Oh, that's a crochet pattern. Not there yet. I like this little, like, pom-pom shawl. Mini pom scarf, that's what it's called. Love this little garter stitch sweater. So yeah, fun stuff that will be made in the future. Mini Cordy, this little colorwork sweater. Yeah, so ta-da! Book acquisition. That was number 1 from yesterday, number 2 since my last knitting update. Alright, next one. There's more crinkling. Next one. Whoa, it's another neutral, and it's another sweater quantity of a neutral. You can tell I was in like a neutral era when I ordered both of these, and I'm still equally excited to make both of them. So this is from Explorer Knits and Fibers. It is on their Earthy DK base. It is the colorway Box Elder, which is 100% non-superwash merino, and the Earthy DK is 246 yards per 100 grams. This I bought as part of the stick season sweater kits they had a little bit ago. So I received 5 skeins of Box Elder on Earthy DK, and I'm going to be able to make the stick season sweater. I know who designed it. I just can't remember right now. I'll make the stick season sweater with this eventually as well. So I have yarn for now 2 different neutral sweaters, which I'm kind of excited about. I have I have a fair amount of like patterned pants and skirts in my wardrobe that I want to wear with hand knits, but I always feel like when I pair them together, it's almost like too much pattern mixing, even though the pattern for a lot of my knits is just the variegation of the yarn. So having these 2 neutral sweaters will definitely like fill a hole in my knitted wardrobe, which I'm super excited about. And I love Explorer Knits. I feel like a lot of us love Explorer Knits. I recently got into Noah Kahan's music. They were part of the reason I got into his music, and so when I placed my order for my stick season kit, in the little order comment, I was like, you guys have all my love, as like a Noah Kahan reference. And Allie wrote on the card that came with my order, all my love right back at you, Annabeth. I love that. Like, it's the little things like that that just remind you that, all of these yarn dyers are so amazing, and like they're real people, and I don't know. This is why I love the fiber arts community. So anyway, that was acquisition number 2 from yesterday, 3 overall. I'm gonna stop doing that. That's kind of annoying. I'm just gonna move on to the next one. Next one was, ooh, don't get stuck together. These 2 sock sets. Both of these are from another collab from one of my Knitstagram friends. This was the collab between Theater Kids Yarns and Ben Knitter, so Ashley from Ben Knitter. This was their Jewish Eats and Treats collection, and I got 2 sock sets from that one. So this one here is the Challah and Babka sock set. Very nice. Again, neutrals. Like I said, I was in my neutral era when making all of these orders. And then I also got a less neutral one. This is the Apples and Honey sock set. And these 2 will most likely become socks. Whether they become machine knit socks once I get my knitting machine, as that gets ever closer and closer, or maybe I will use one of them for a future design. Hint, hint. So we'll see. But yeah, these 2 super cute Theater Kids Yarn sock sets. I love how squishy their base is. It's a 80/20 superwash merino nylon base. It just feels so squishy. It's a 2-ply. I love them. I love the feel of them. So anyway, yeah, got those 2 sock sets. And alright, so my last acquisition, this was not an order placed when I was in my neutral era with these other ones. This is one from, I think, last week. So this is Painted Fern Fiber Company. This was the December sock set that Diana put out. So this is, main color is Stories and contrasting color is By the Fire. This is just, it's such a cozy blue, and normally blue is like a very calming color for me, or like if it leans a little more teal, it can be like a very energetic color. This is such a cozy blue. It reminds me of something, but I can't think of what it is. And then this cozy, like, reddish brown mini to go with it. It's just, it's coziness embodied in yarn. So this is a 75/25 superwash merino nylon. It is a 4-ply, so for my 4-ply lovers out there, Diana, Painted Fern Fiber Company, got you covered. And so this was the sock set, and then I also I ordered the December stitch marker as well. It's this really cute stack of books, and Diana is such a sweetheart. She sent me another one too. It's kind of like it kind of gives me like a magic ball vibes. It's got a little moon, some clouds in there. Just cozy vibes all around. I love it. And she also sent me a little holiday card, and I loved that. So Diana's a great person, and you should definitely check out her little budding yarn dyeing business. I love it. So yeah, this will undoubtedly turn into socks because I definitely need a pair of socks in this cozy blue, and then with this as like a cuff, heel, and toe. I might, earlier this year I talked about wanting to do more textured socks, so I might turn this into one of those. So like, I really like the daily socks, or I have a whole bunch in my Ravelry favorites and my pattern library on Ravelry. I think I have, is it the apple pie socks? I have the cactus juice socks. So all of these just like really fun textured socks. This might become one of those to like really, I feel like this blue has enough variegation but also enough tonality that it would hold that texture well. So that might be the plan for this, a pair of textured socks rather than like a vanilla or sock machine sock. We'll see. So yeah, those were all of my yarn acquisitions. In my last knitting update, I took you through days 1 through 8 of my Twice Sheared Sheep advent calendar as part of the acquisitions section. I am not going to go through day by day what I've gotten since then, because from the 8th to the 19th, that's 11 days. That's a lot of stuff to talk about, and I will fully admit that a lot of those things are currently either in use or tucked away in pockets, and I'm not entirely sure I could gather all of them right now. So I'm just going to talk about a couple favorites from what I got. So, first of all, something that I could have used on my Laulu shawl today. Today, for the 19th, we got a scarf cuff, which was really cool. It was a leather just strap that you could wrap around either a scarf or a shawl to keep it in place. I thought that was really cool. I have my big old green Paris Toujours shawl? Is that what it's called? I think so. It's my biggest shawl right now, so something like that would definitely be useful when wearing that. So that's super cool. So that was the 19th. On another day, this was recently, so this was either the 16th or the 17th. We got keeper cords. I have not had the chance to buy any keeper cords yet, so I was super excited to receive these in the box. There's 3 different cords in here. 2 of them are almost like sleeve stitch holding length, and then the other one's almost like body circumference length. So that's pretty cool. I was really excited about the keeper cords. And then I think the thing that I was the most excited about, you might have got a little sneak peek of it earlier when I was talking about my whips. They were calling it a yarn carousel. You could also call it a yarn minder or a yarn, I call it a yarn Lazy Susan, especially when in this form. Like, look at that. That's just Lazy Susan vibes all around. I was so excited about this. So it has the base that spins for when you're, oh, hang on. It has the base that spins for when you're just like working on the couch. You can pop the ball of yarn on that. Or it is magnetic, so you can take it off the spinning base, and it came with a little strap with a swivel hook, so it could be like the other yarn minders you might see out in the world, with the little wrist strap to take it on the go with you. So this might have been the thing that excited me the most so far. We still have 6 days. That's wild. Christmas is in 6 days. I gotta make sure I have enough gifts for everybody. Anyway, we still have 6 more days of opening stuff, so I'm sure we'll get some other exciting things. But this has been the winner so far, for sure. I had my Laulu shawl yarn on it for working on it on the couch. I've been putting my Noro yarn on it for my Seasons cardigan. It's so fun, and it has the sheep on it too. So yeah, that's been another favorite from the advent calendar for sure. If you want to see what else we got, you can always check out Twice Sheared Sheep on Instagram. They post whatever the daily thing is every day. So yeah, I think that's about it for you guys. Since it's the end of the year, I don't have a lot of future knitting plans in mind right now, other than just working on my current whips, maybe getting those socks done by the end of the year, seeing how far I get in my Seasons cardigan by the end of the year. Yeah, I may come out with a kind of like 2024 plans, knitting goals type video before the end of the year, but we'll see. I'm not planning another knitting update by the end of the year, but who knows? We'll see what I get around to doing. So yeah, I think that's all I got. Oh, testing has started for my Moonrise socks. So testers have been contacted, and I've sent them the pattern, so that window has started, so that's super exciting. We're looking at an early February release for those. And yeah, I think that's officially all that I have for you guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this little knitting update, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can always turn on notifications with the bell button as well. Like I said, I might come at you with like a 2024 knitting goals video. But other than that, there's a good chance I won't see you until the new year. So with that in mind, I hope you have a happy rest of your year. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I know winter and especially the holidays can be really hard for some people, so I hope you're all taking care of yourselves and taking time for yourself whenever you need. So with that in mind, I will, I guess, see you in the new year, maybe? Maybe not. We'll see. Either way, I will see you in the next one. Bye.